Okay, I'm now going to give her a little undercut, but I'm only going to give her a kind of undercut with a bob, and then I've got another doll's head that I'll do a really short undercut on another day, okay? So I'm going to take this all off at the back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my sections, first and foremost, again, triangle sections, okay? I've got the floor's covered in hair, I'll need to get that away. Right, now, I'll need to make sure you can see this, okay? Right, so I'm going to section it, and I'm going to section it into a triangle. Okay, and I'm going to section it into quite a big triangle because I'm going to take quite a bit off. Okay, so I'm going to take it into quite a strong triangle. Okay, so now I need to make sure my triangle's nice and neat to make sure that it's get the perfect undercut. Now one side of this doll's head's thicker than the other, so I need to watch what I'm doing here. This side's a bit thinner, but I'll need to try and balance it out. And that's still, there, that's better. Okay, so here I go. This part here is all coming off, okay? So, before I take my clippers, I'm just going to take my scissors and I'm just going to take a lot of that off, okay? Because there's no point in that being here. I'll just catch any clippers, okay? So I'm going to take my clippers and I'm going to take, I think I'll do a gauge 4 to start, but I think I'll maybe do a 3. Where are you? Here you are. Page 4, page 6, page 4, 3. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my comb. I'm going to lift it up and I'm going to just take most of it off first, okay? Take most of it off first. When you're using clippers, go against the hair growth. Oh dearie me. I know what it is. The gritters are out. Okay, so I've taken most of that off, but that is not short enough for me. Not short enough for me. And I actually think I'll take it up a bit higher. Take it up a wee bit higher. This is what's good. See if you start taking it off slowly, then you can see exactly where you want it to go. So I'm going to take it up another wee bit. So I'm going to take it off again. And do you want 2 dogs? I thought I'd get peace and quiet today to do stuff. Andy's not in, Cameron's studying. No, don't get a minute's peace for day 2. Nobody's allowed in our street. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it in shorter because that's not short enough for me. See when you're using clippers, always keep your finger on the back of the gauge. Because see if you don't and it flicks off, you've got a baldy client, okay? So always put your finger on it. Make sure that you're going in opposite to the way the hair's growing. Okay, that's better. That's much better. Okay, so if the hair's coming in towards you, you'll go against it. So if it's growing this way, you'll go that way. If it's growing this way, you'll go that way. Always make sure that you do that. Okay? done. Okay, so how do you do it for there? Because there's a lot of people that like having a straight cut. There's a lot of people that like having a textured cut. I always think with undercut you're better doing texture, okay? So I'm going to section this off, and then I'm going to get my razor and then I'm going to start texturising the back of this. Now, I don't know what's happened to this water spray, it's kind of filled with bits, but hey ho. Okay, so remember my sections are triangle, okay? This is great for people, see, with really, really thick hair that struggle to dry their hair. One of my friends years ago used to always get this, and she only had a straight bob, but her hair was so thick that it got rid of half her hair underneath there for her drying it, which was a godsend for her because she had like millions of hair. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just razor this out, okay? And you'll see the shape once I've started. So I'm just quickly just now removing some bulk, okay? And then I'll start showing you what I'm doing with the cutting, okay? So remember, when you're using a razor, always make sure the hair's wet. It's got to be wet, or it'll drag through the hair. So what I'm doing is I'm doing a kind of concave shape, so it means it's shorter in the middle, so I can see my undercut, but not too severe that I see it all. Okay, so if you look, it's my first section. Can you see it? Okay, my first section, okay? Let's see the hair on this floor. Awful. Okay, so I'm taking my section again, and I'm going to bring it right round because I really want this quite dramatic. So I want it really quite long at the front, and I might actually have it disconnected at the front as well. I might only connect the back in. The good thing about when you're doing these kind of haircuts, you find your way as you're going around them. So sometimes you don't make a plan. You kind of look and you think, right, that's what you're doing. But then when you get to the side, you see something else and you think, do you know what? That would look amazing. That's how you do it. That's where hairdressing is great, because your imagination is what makes up the majority of the things that you do. Whether it be your cutting, your colouring, your hair ups, your creative side comes out at some point. So a lot of people are really, really creative at hair ups. I love watching them because I'm not creative with hair ups at all, but I love watching somebody that is. And that's what you should look at. Always look at, there's everything that you do in hairdressing. You're not going to be the best or really good at everything, but you'll have your strong points that you love and that you're good at. So don't worry if you're not good at everything. So I'm making this quite sharp, and when it's dried it'll look quite dramatic, okay? Can you start to see the shape, how dramatic I'm making that? Do you see it? At the moment it's slightly joined in, but I'm not too sure if I'm going to join the rest of it in. I'm going to just wait. I'm going to do my back first and then I'll decide. A lot of the times what I do is I do my haircut, half a haircut, and then I dry it, and then I decide what I want to do with the front part of it. There's nothing wrong with doing that. Sometimes that's really good to do that. I want this looking quite dramatic. So if I make it too joined in, I don't think I'll get the drama that I'm wanting. And don't worry if there's bits of this just now that I want to cut again once it's dry. Don't worry about that. I would rather leave the bits because I don't know how they're going to sit, rather than cut them off and think, God, I wish I'd kept them. So I would rather keep it. Right, so that's me done. Look how quick that was for a wee undercut. But look at the front, she actually looks quite funky. Right, So I'm going to quickly dry that and then I'll come back to you and I'll show you, you know, where I go next, okay?